Hello. Um, it is January 20th, 2024, 11:29 p.m. It's kind of late. Um, I'm only just realizing how late it is. Um, I kind of wanted to make this like a new introductory video. Um, I attempted that with another one. We'll see if that makes it uh, into the upload. Um, but the gist of it was just feeling like we're at a crossroads. And I elaborated in that video. This one I'll try not to reiterate that, but I might go back to it. I'm sure I'll definitely go back to it. We'll continue talking about it. Um, there's a lot of different angles and a lot of different ways to proceed. Um, a lot of people, well, first of all, I would like to call this series of talks, I'd like to call it Spirit and Matter. And the reasoning for that, in part, is the desire to present, um, first of all, I use the term crossroads. Now I'm using the phrase spirit and matter. And it just that alone opens up so many doors. Crossroads itself is the kind of the linkage, the junction of um, possibility, of destiny and fate, of basically it the the crossroads is where opposites meet. Um, but first of all, spirit, I do not. I could talk about this forever, but spirit does not necessarily represent the opposite of matter at all. And of course, one way of looking at it is various levels of subtlety. Like the most subtle matter is the densest form of spirit, so on and so forth, like in a spectrum. That's one way of looking at it. Um, if you could look at a scale of various resonances, the highest potentially being sort of the highest frequency being that which we refer to as spiritual or spirit, and the lowest frequency being matter. And matter, of course, like I was telling someone this recently, someone very close to me who might watch this video and they might be like, oh yeah, I remember you said that before. Matter is related to the term mater or mater, which is mother, Latin for mother, from what I hear. Could be wrong. I'll say all kinds of stuff. You'd be like, man, that guy's full of it. Look it up and we're like, I've proved him wrong. Go for it. But anyway, what I'm saying is that matter or mater is directly linked to mother. And earth is our mother. Matter is earth. And, all these things relate. Anyway, point is, spirit and matter are are opposite. Don't get me wrong, they are opposite. But if you look at it carefully, one is in the other, like the yin is in the yang is in the yin. Okay? So, and we are at the crossroads, right? And the crossroads is where the trickster lingers, the trickster is the god of communication and also the god of thresholds and portals and doorways. Anytime you go through a doorway, you should, honor the trickster. I mean, now there are many versions, or there are many forms of the trickster. So Sometimes it can be a little bit confusing or misleading, and I'm not. Um, I didn't grow up with the trickster as a important character, or if you want to get all like Joseph Campbell or Carl Jungy, you'd say archetype. Um, but anyway, um, yeah, I just wanted to do a brief intro, and I wanted to do a series of talks called Spirit and Matter. And the reason of that is because I I I I have a bone to pick as usual, right? I have a bone to pick, and the bone that I want to pick is with people that they kind of relegate themselves to one camp or the other, either the spirit camp or the matter camp. And I'm here to tell you, we don't have to do that. We'll say um, that spirit and matter are one and the same. They always have been and always will be. There's no there's no spiritual realm that is not simultaneously material. There's just various levels of subtlety, and there's also various levels of space and scale. And if we can go from the densest um, level of matter or material to the most subtle, and the most subtle is the most where the various points in it, if you will, are the most spaced out, and that the frequency is the. What am I talking about? I have no idea. That's the funny part, right? I have no idea. I really have no idea, but I do know something, and I'm going to tell you about it. Um, but I was talking about vibratory frequency. Generally, I feel like for instance, if you're just looking at a short version of what I'm talking about, a very say like a cross section of this spectrum of various subtlety or matter, spectrum of matter and spirit. Um, there's an area where that scientists, modern scientists, have been able to kind of map out. I mean, like you've got various rays, which are various thresholds actually within an electromagnetic array, if you will, array of frequencies that there's that which is visible to the eye. There's that which we can hear. There's that and there's colors. And then there's like for instance, I remember learning this. This was in grade school, like a million years ago. Um, how gamma rays bounced off walls, concrete walls, or gamma rays. Actually, I think it was that penetrated them. Yeah, sorry. And how other forms of other wave forms um, would bounce right off a wall, whereas gamma would go through. But it's funny because I think gamma is it's a low frequency comparatively to the ones that bounce off, but it relates to the density of the wall, and essentially it relates to how the molecules are dancing to create that object, if you will, that material surface. Um, and certain waves will actually penetrate it, and other ones won't. And for instance, like bass would penetrate it, but treble wouldn't. Just as an example, like this substrate, if you will, it's dense. Um, anyway, this is important stuff. But I'm totally going off here. We are at the crossroads. But I'm going to sign off for now. so this doesn't go on too long. I want to be able to upload it. All right, much love. See you on the flip side.